Well done. Well done. Thank you, Mayor. My name is Marlon Willison, and it's an honor to serve our community as one of your council members. And I want to thank you all for being here tonight or watching on our PEG channel tonight. Over the last few years, I've been studying the artwork that we have in town. And as I've gone through this process, as you'll see tonight, I've been taking a lot of pictures and looking at the artist and who made them and the surrounding landscape and so forth. But we have a huge collection of art. Now, tonight we're focused on sculptures, but just sculptures alone, we have over 80 sculptures in town that I personally know of, and I know that there's a lot that I just haven't found yet because I'm finding ones that have been here all the time, and at the same time we've got organizations like the Addison Arbor Foundation who are installing new ones. One of the things that I love about our sculptures is they make you stop and think. Do I like it? How does it make me feel? What was the artist thinking when they were contemplating this sculpture that they were going to create? And I think these are the types of thoughts that take us out of our own world and in my mind put our thoughts in a much higher place. And we're getting these sculptures are coming from various parts of our community. They're coming from our residents. They're coming from our business community. They're coming from our hotels, our schools, the town. The town is obviously putting out art and the great work from our Addison Arbor Foundation. We have some artwork like blueprints at Addison Circle, that are heavy tourist attractions to our town. And I think in the near future, that is going to become even more prevalent. So I love the trajectory of where we're going and where we're at, and I see no slowing down. But we've just shown you I think about 48 different pictures, but I want to take a little bit deeper dive into some of my favorite artworks in town, and the art is in the eye of the beholder, and these are some of my favorite ones in town. So this is one of our two of our residents have got this beautiful artwork called Study for Balancing Act by James Moore. This is located if you walk the parks east of the tollway, you'll see this great piece of art, and you'll see three more outstanding pieces. The next is Addison Conference and Theater Center by artist Corky Cunningham. This is not far from where we're at right now, right in front of the Theater Center. And it if you get a little closer, it shows the facilities that make up the Addison and Conference Theater Center, and the water feature represents our Addison Water Tower. On Silver Wings by artist Norman Boyles. This is located in the lobby of the Mary Kay headquarters, and this was commissioned by Mary Kay to celebrate Mary Kay's corporate being open for 25 years, their 25th anniversary. But it was also in the spirit of a great poem that Mary Kay loved so much. And I think this is fascinating, but Mary Kay gave the artist, commissioned an artist, and gave him the poem, and this is the end result. So it's a beautiful piece, and again, it's I hope you'll stop by the Mary Kay corporate offices. It's right there in their lobby, so it is accessible. The next one that I want to show off is 5000 Quorum Drive. Now, obviously, that is not the name of the sculpture. Unfortunately, we don't know the name of this sculpture, the artist, but it is. I don't know if you can see in the background. You see 5050 Quorum Drive in the background. We've got 5000 and 5050 Quorum Drive are two iconic buildings in Addison, and this is This is located near the parking lot, where if you went to visit this building, you would walk right by this beautiful sculpture. Suspended in Bloom by artist Laura Walters Abrams. Now this one is got some scale. It is located right in front of Fiore at Vitruvian Park. It's a beautiful piece of artwork made of Cortine steel, but possibly one of the things that makes it more significant is it's just a few steps from two other really significant artworks here in our town. One you can't see; it's shaded because it's in the garage, the entrance to the garage, and there's another one that we'll get to here shortly. That's right inside the lobby at Fiore. Next, we have Aerial Ballet Monarch. And I know a lot of you all are familiar with this one. This was installed by the Addison Arbor Foundation last year, and it's by artist David Hickman, and Mr. Hickman specializes in kinetic art. So this artwork moves with the wind, and it's 15 feet high. And what's really neat about it, you can't see it in this picture, but there's a pollinator patch 15 feet below, where the real monarchs come and feed when they come through town. Next, we've got Light and Energy by Chris Byers. This is also something that was spearheaded by the Addison Arbor Foundation. These three iconic pieces were at a Addison office complex, and for some unknown reason to me, they were taken down. And luckily, the town and the Addison Arbor Foundation found out about this, restored the pieces to their original condition and colors, and now they act as, in my mind, as a gateway, as an art gateway piece over at the entrance to the Laylock neighborhood. The next art piece, unfortunately, we just don't have the name and the artist of this piece right now, but it is a significant piece. We've just put the address on it. This art piece is located right in front of what is called the Hallmark Center buildings, and it's art that's owned by our largest employer, Bank of America. This is right in front of their offices. And you can see this piece if you're walking on the pedestrian trail right off the tollway just south of Keller Springs. So I hope you'll drive by it, or even better, just take a walk down that way to take a look at it. Next, we have Vitruvian Paradise Drawing Wall. And this is one of the pieces I was referring to earlier that's located inside the lobby of Fiore at Vitruvian Park. And it is, if you haven't seen it, it's a showstopper. It's by Dale Chihuly. You've got 21 different pieces of painted glass that make up a 30-foot drawing wall with LED lights behind it. And I mean, it's just outstanding. So if the next time you're over at Vitruvian Park, you can see three amazing art pieces, and they're all literally within 30 steps of each other. Next, I want to talk about something that you might not think of as art, but it's truly amazing, and that's Quorum Park. And there was just a huge amount of thought artistically that went into creating this park. And it was designed by a gentleman named Stan Cowan. And so if you go to this park, what you'll see is there's a big elevation change from the south side of the park to the north side of the park. On the south, what we're looking at right now is the northern edge of the park. And so, and in the back, you can see the big fountain here, but in the background of this video, you can see the columns. And I hope that if you hadn't taken a closer look at this before, I hope you'll go out to this park. And what you'll see is at the south end, you've got these columns that are roughly 2 feet high. And then as you walk down closer to what we're looking at, the columns get taller and taller, and then they get to, I don't know, maybe 13, 14 feet high. And so the way that this was built is while most of these columns are various heights, they're all level. You can get a survey's laser and shoot that laser straight down the column that's 2 feet, and it's going to be hitting at the same level all the way down to the end of the park. So it's really amazing. You've also got a lot of thought put into these fountains, where at the higher ground on the south side you've got the smaller fountain, and at the north side what we're looking at here is the bigger of the two fountains. And these two fountains act like they act as an axis, and the walking path, you can see the walking path cuts through both of the fountains. So it's truly amazing, and it is artistic. So I've included it in this presentation. Next, we've got another one of my favorites is Upbeat. Upbeat came to town in 1985. It's a Clement Moore sculpture. And artist Mr. Moore, he made roughly 60 or 70 similar type of sculptures like this. The initial one he made for Upbeat was black, like most of his sculptures are, but I've looked through his sculptures, and I'm obviously biased, but I think we've got one of his top 5 sculptures here at the Colonnade, and you can see that if you're driving down the tollway. Next, we have Sun Up at Quorum, and I'm just blown away by what was created here, and I'm just going to give you a summary, and I'm going to read it because I don't want to mess this up because it's really important. But this is located at Quorum Drive, just west of the tollway, and this sculpture is by John V. House. It's arguably one of the most significant in Addison, and few of us may realize its importance. It's an arch with a cluster of wedges representing the planets that stretches over a globe on the ground representing the sun. The arch is aligned with the sun so that on the vernal equinox, which is March 21st, at precisely 1:34 p.m., and then also on the autumn equinox, September 21st at precisely 1:20 p.m., the sun literally shines through a tiny arch that's at the top of this sculpture, and it casts an X on the globe embedded in the ground below. And there's a lot of details that cause all of this to come to fruition, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't really believe it was true, and I went out there and it is true. And so it blew my mind. I've done it, yes. We can do it twice a year, actually. And then the last one is Blueprints at Addison Circle, and I wish we had a lot more time because we could spend a good quality amount of time, and I think we'd all be entertained over this one. The town was in late 90s, around 1998, was building out Addison Circle, and it was just an amazing development, and we were looking for an exclamation point, and we put out an RFP for artists, and 23 artists around the world submitted a proposal, and so when the concepts came back, it was obvious to the town staff and to the city council that a landscape architect named Michael Van Valkenburg, who was also a professor at Harvard, and artist Mel Chin were the obvious choices to build this iconic piece, and they really delivered. And this is the grand piece. When people talk about Addison and you see marketing material and you see pictures, more times than not, you see this artwork. So well done to the council that was around back in 1998 for making this big decision, and the town staff that led them, and the committee that helped make this decision. And with that, I want to thank you for your time tonight.